When people hear the name Dick Night Train Lane, they think of his success on the football field. They think of NFL Hall of Famer, interception king, and a ferocious tackler.
But they may not think about the lowest lows that included a trying childhood and frustrating final years in Austin, Texas.
His sons want to change that and hope to paint his entire picture in an upcoming documentary. Here's KVUE's Jake Garcia.
Anderson High School has been an engine for education, a vehicle for change, a train on track to connect the past to the present. It's done so by teaching about its history. An all-black high school on the east side reopened at its current spot in northwest Austin after integration.
First, I'll have you sit right there.
Done so with tributes to distinguished alumni. And one distinguished alumnus is why we're here today.
Oh boy.
This is one of his sons.
Richard Walker Sr.
And this is another.
Hi, I'm Richard Lane Jr.
Both named after their father, Dick Lane, whose nickname was Night Train Lane after a 1950s R&B mega hit.
And that's you. And you're gonna tell me that.
This is definitely it. This is the tune. And if you're thinking about it, this will be a great tune that you're listening to late in the evening, you're relaxing, chilling. You know, because back in those days, the blues was very heavy.
Dick Night Train Lane made sure his opponents felt the heavy blues.
It was something fierce.
And his vicious style of play is well documented.
The necktie tackling, the clothesline, the face mask, all that was banned because of him.
But the reason his sons are here is to talk about the undocumented.
Morning.
The start of his life and the end of his life in Austin, Texas.
Do it big in Texas.
A crew in from out of state.
We are on a mission
to tell a story.
We're working on our dad's documentary.
We like to think of it as the untold story, but we want the complete story of Night Train Lane.
A story with primary sources.
We know we're going to be able to speak to people like Mr. Leroy Bookman Jr., Leroy Bookman Sr., played also with Night Train.
He was blocking for him for the most part.
We will also speak to people that run the Alumni Association for the old L.C. Anderson High School, Mr. Ellen Rivers.
This is where Anderson used to be. That's where he went.
There's a couple of young ladies there, Beulah Jones and Robbie Jones. I think these young ladies are very instrumental in the community of Austin.
A story with elements of a Shakespearean tragedy.
As a child, he was thrown away as a baby, as an infant, wrapped up in newspaper, put in a garbage can.
I believe he was approximately 3 months old.
He was found by the lady who adopted him, which was our grandmother.
Ella Lane had already had 4 children. That strength in her rubbed off on him.
The people that come from nothing seem like they're the ones that want it the most.
Other moments read more like a comedy.
He was playing pool. I guess one of the gentlemen lost the game of pool and didn't want to pay up.
The guy tried to take off and leave. So as the guy was headed to the door, Night Train grabbed a cue ball and clanked him across the head. And from another, everybody around is like, cue ball.
And that was kind of where that name came from.
The ending left his family in mourning, and suspicions of CTE left unanswered.
The NFL didn't want to acknowledge, because we don't have brain matter for them to dissect to say this is what happened to your dad.
To think that he didn't suffer from concussions and different things throughout his career is just ludicrous.
But it also brought them closer and is now bringing them closure.
It was the first time I actually met my brothers.
Their father's funeral in Austin in 2002.
I knew of them since the age of about 8 to 10 years old. I knew of them, but they never knew of me.
Connecting a family.
I would love to say it's been a dream come true, but there is no dream here. This is simply just the reality.
Now leading to a documentary that's connecting the dots.
Capturing a very important piece of his life right here in Austin, Texas.
Telling the tale of Night Train Lane as his story leaves the station one final time. In Austin, I'm Jake Garcia.
Another forgotten gem in the history of Austin that people are finally going to get to know.
It's a great story. Jake Garcia, as always, doing great work. People need to hear those stories, and I'm glad that you told that one.
Me too.
Can't wait to see the documentary, too. That's going to be good.
Cannot wait.
He just hummed a cue ball, a pool ball, right at the guy. Wish I could have been there for that.